Hi guys, and welcome to the Family Fudge. On today's What's for Dinner Wednesday, I'm going to be sharing a crock pot recipe. So many of you have requested a crock pot recipe, and it's been a while since I've shared one, so that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to be making sticky garlic chicken in the crock pot. I'm also going to be serving it over some rice and broccoli to make sort of an Asian-inspired rice bowl. So stay tuned and I will show you how to make it. Here's what you're going to need. I'm starting with about 2 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken thighs. I'm going to be browning my chicken in some olive oil. To that I'm going to be adding some low sodium soy sauce, some apple cider vinegar, some honey, plenty of garlic. I'm probably going to use about 4 to 5 cloves. And then later we're going to thicken our sauce with some cornstarch. And then of course we have some salt and pepper to taste. Okay guys, this is actually a really quick and easy crock pot dish with the addition of just 2 steps. And I really think that those 2 steps make all the difference. It's totally worth the extra little bit amount of time. So I started with my chicken, and this is boneless and skinless, but I just went ahead and trimmed out a little bit of the extra fat on there. And then I'm gonna take a paper towel and just kind of blot it dry a little bit. And this is gonna help brown our chicken, because I'm actually gonna sear the chicken on both sides before I add it to the crock pot. So when I dry it like this, it's gonna help it brown. Okay, my next step is salt and pepper. I'm just going to sprinkle some salt all over here. I don't have an exact measurement. You kind of just eyeball it. Salt to your taste preferences. And the same with my pepper. I like a good amount of pepper. Okay. Then I'm just gonna flip them over and salt the other side. My salt and my pepper. Okay, next is to brown the chicken. You don't have to cook it all the way through, obviously, just on the outside. So I've got my large skillet preheating, and I'm actually going to drizzle a couple of tablespoons of olive oil in there just to add some flavor and crisp it up nicely. Now, if you have a small skillet, you might want to do this in batches just so that your chicken doesn't end up steaming, it actually browns. But I have a really big skillet, so I'm going to try to brown it up all at once. I'm gonna add my olive oil. Okay, so I've got my chicken in there, and my pan is just a little bit crowded, but I really don't want to do 2 batches, so we're gonna go with it. Now I'm just gonna leave this alone and let it brown, and then I'm gonna flip it over and brown it for a couple more minutes on the other side. Okay guys, so my chicken cooked for about 5 minutes on the first side, and then I flipped it over, and it's gonna take probably another 5 minutes until browned. While it was cooking, I went ahead and chopped up about 5 cloves of garlic. So when this is browned, I'm actually gonna transfer it to my crock pot, and then we'll be ready for the next step. Okay, so I just transferred my chicken into my crock pot, but before I did that, I went ahead and put a light coating of nonstick spray, because we are making a sticky sweet sauce. And hopefully, if I spray some of this, it'll make it easier to clean up when I'm done. And now it's time to go ahead and make our sticky sweet sauce. I'm gonna move that out of the way. In a small bowl, I'm gonna go ahead and add half a cup of low sodium soy sauce. And then I'm going to need about half a cup of honey. But let me show you a quick tip here. I'm gonna actually take my measuring cup and spray it with some cooking spray first. That way my honey will slide right out of there. That came out pretty well. To this I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Now, if you don't like the taste of apple cider vinegar, you could substitute this for lemon juice. And next comes all of our garlic. This is about 5 cloves 5 large cloves of garlic that I've crushed. To this, I'm gonna add a couple of shakes of pepper. And then just whisk it all together. It smells really good. Now I'm going to just pour it all over the chicken. I'm gonna go ahead and cook this on high for about 4 hours. Okay, so I just checked my chicken and it's done way early and it is like falling apart tender. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove all of my pieces of chicken. I'm going to then strain the juice that's left in there and thicken it with some cornstarch on the stove. I'm gonna go ahead and strain out my broth. Okay guys, I'm back. I had to take a little bit of a break and charge my camera battery because it was dying. But I took my chicken out. It was done really quick. It actually only took about 2.5 hours on high. So keep that in mind, definitely check it. Got a lot of good color from the soy sauce. It's all soaked up in there. So what I did was I strained out like the bits from the broth that it cooked in, and now I'm just gonna slightly thicken that with some cornstarch. I have about 1.5 tablespoons of cornstarch, and I'm just gonna add enough water to make it liquid. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pour this into my broth and whisk it up. And then I'm gonna cook this on the stove, probably at a medium heat until it's thickened. It's probably just gonna take a couple of minutes. That was so quick, you guys. Less than 2 minutes and my sauce already thickened up. So this is a mixture of soy sauce, honey, garlic. It smells so good. So now I can go ahead and plate this up. I went ahead and cooked up some brown rice to go with this. And I steamed some broccoli, but you can use any vegetable you prefer. So there we have the rice. Some of the chicken. My broccoli's trying to get away from me. Here's the broccoli on the side, and then we're gonna top it with our delicious sticky sauce. Just like that. Now if you had some sesame seeds, that would be really pretty to like top it with sesame seeds. But I'm gonna serve it just like this. I'm just gonna break up that chicken a little bit, and now I can give it a try. This came out so good, and it was really very easy. It reminds me a lot of a chicken teriyaki sort of rice bowl, but you definitely get that garlic and honey flavor in there as well. I hope you guys love it. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're not already, because I like to share a new recipe every Wednesday. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.